How does a director break into television?
How does a director break into television? I think that is a very good question that I don't have an answer for. Because it's that catch-22 that you sometimes bump up against, that you have to have done. They want you to have done it before, but obviously there has to be the point where you do it for the first time, right? You have to break into it somehow. I was lucky in that my first episodes that I ever got were for BBC America. There was a group of incredibly smart and inspirational women at the helm, and they wanted feature filmmakers. To them, it was an asset that I hadn't done TV anymore before. But that's probably a very forward-thinking, courageous thing that you don't necessarily find everywhere. Most channels want people that have done TV before. And same for pilot directing. You are either a pilot director, meaning you have directed a pilot again, which makes you eligible for being hired to direct another pilot, or you're not. I'm not a pilot director because I haven't done a pilot before, so I don't get to direct pilots. It's a mystery to me how I'm supposed to become a pilot director. So I totally understand if other filmmakers, to them it's a mystery how to break into TV. I have no idea. A miracle has to happen somehow.
What was the BBC project?
It was called Intruders.
What was it about?
It was about reincarnation. It was Glenn Morgan, the showrunner of X-Files, was the showrunner. It had Mira Sorvino in it, James Frain, and, most importantly, Millie Brown, who then rose to stardom in Stranger Things as the main girl.
Right.
Who is absolutely incredible. It was based on a British book, very good book, but for some reason it didn't really catch on and was cancelled after one season. But to me it was great because I got to make 4 episodes. It was 8 episodes altogether. It was Eduardo Sanchez of the Blair Witch Project, who did the first 4, and I did the last 4. So that was kind of great to really get the hang of the TV style, which is so different from movies, to be able to practice that over 4 episodes. I was really lucky there.
And it was shot in the UK?
In Vancouver.
Okay, interesting. What do you see as the difference between British television, and not comedies, of course, there's definitely a difference in humor, but something that's supernatural or horror-based versus American, or maybe there's no difference. I enjoyed the BBC's, everything they do, it's excellent, documentaries.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch Killing Eve, which is my favorite show at the moment, which is incredible, I think that illustrates that point that character is everything, more than anything else. And I think the Brits really have that down. Their actors are not the most modelly looking people. They're people that we believe as real people. And they are not worried to let them have negative sides to them. So they're very relatable and much more interesting to watch. And then British actors, I think, also approach the craft differently than American actors. So it's a different vibe. So I love the British stuff. Not just for what they do is that they only do a couple of episodes, they do it brilliantly, and then they're out of there. It's kind of the opposite of the American way, where it's like we have something that we will beat to death over 8 seasons now. If you look at The Office, I mean, the original Office, which was a complete genius, has 10 episodes or something? Like that's it. And they quit on the height of their success. Ricky Gervais was like, done with that. I've given this everything that I had in me. Boom. I don't know where they get that integrity, because the money aspect is still there, obviously. But then the US remade it into which was also a great show, but into 8-10 seasons of The Office, Same with Fleabag, or with all these great shows. They just don't overdo it. And that's why as an audience member, I feel my time is really appreciated, because they put all their ideas and all their jokes and everything that makes it brilliant into a shorter amount of time, because I have less episodes. It's more bundled and I don't feel like it's dragged out. Whereas with a lot of the American shows, and I don't want to poo-poo on American shows.
No,
right. Other, but you have the feeling there are 1 or 2 ideas in there, and the rest is stretched out. So here's the plot point for this episode, and the rest is, they would call it character development. Oftentimes it's just, wasting your time somehow. Whereas the British stuff is like, here are 8 plot developments or character developments in 45 minutes. So it's just a much more, I don't know, it's a more interesting format to me.